Hey guys, it's Tim here, and today I'm doing a new series called Throwback Review. Now, on a Throwback Review, I'll basically be reviewing anything TV show, movie, comic book related that is not in the recent future, such as Smallville Season 1, Episode 1. So, let's say I might be reviewing Batman Mask of the Phantasm, or a storyline for comics that happened a while ago, like Infinity Crisis, or something like that. Because I will be doing that recently, and I think throwback reviews are good for people that want to get into the old stuff. Like, let's say you've seen all the recent TV shows, you want to watch Smallville, well, you can watch it, and then you can review it on my channel, and you can see what it looks like. So, let's get started. So, Smallville Season 1, Episode 1. The start of hopefully, a great TV show, which ended up going up to 10 seasons, but the last few seasons didn't work out too well. So the main characters, we got Clark Kent, John and Martha Kent. So the story is basically Superman before he becomes Superman. It's him as he's growing up. And in episode 1, we basically get to see him crash onto Smallville. Instead of John and Martha finding him, it's basically Clark Kent finding John and Martha Kent. So that basically happens, and basically we skip a few years until he's about his teenagers. He's in high school. I think he's like a senior or something like that. And he has two friends, Pete Ross and Clara Sullivan. So Pete Ross and Clara Sullivan, they aren't too much comic book characters, like they don't have superpowers or anything. But those are his friends, and take note that Clark Kent does not have all his powers yet. He cannot fly. Only thing he can do is super speed. He has somewhat of super strength, not super strength, but he does have enormous strength, and he's just learning that he's invincible. So, one thing to note is that Lana Lane is one of the love interests for Clark Kent in this episode, and it's not Lois Lane. Lana Lane is basically like trying to just pull away from Lois, but in the first few seasons we'll see Lana Lane as a love interest, and she is pretty hot. Now, so when Clark Kent tries to walk up to Lana Lane, he falls and trips. Why? Because Lana Lane has a necklace made of kryptonite, and that's very important to notice, because later we get to see that for the town scarecrow, we get to see that Whitney, who is Lana Lane's boyfriend, uses Clark Kent as the scarecrow, and the only reason he can actually take him to the field and tie him up as a scarecrow is because Lana gave Whitney his necklace, and Whitney puts the necklace on Clark Kent. So he's basically a normal human the entire time he's becoming the scarecrow. And another thing to notice is Lex Luthor is obviously in this, and Lex Luthor is one of my favorite characters in this series because he's just, I mean, a lot of people don't like how Clark's meeting all these related comic book characters early in his years, but I think it's pretty awesome to know that he was best friends with Lex Luthor for a long time. So we get to know how Lex loses his hair. Lex loses his hair because Lex tries to find the old Scarecrow years in the past when he was about 12 years old, and when Clark's pod arrives and crashes onto the field, that blast radius makes his hair get burned off. So that's really interesting. And how do Clark and Lex meet each other? Well, Clark saves Lex's life from because Clark gets hit by Lex's car right into the river, and Clark saves his life. Now, Lex is he's very professional in this. He still wears his suit and everything. He's bald and everything. And in favor, he gives Clark a truck. And John Kent's like, no, I'm not taking this. Just because you saved someone's life doesn't mean you have to get an award for it. And John Kent is really going to be emotional in this. He's very touching. He knows what's going on. He really shaped Clark's life. So Lex and Clark are friends, but Clark gives the keys back to the truck and everything. But it will not be the last time they see each other, because back to the second story, when Clark is hung up as Scarecrow, we get to see that Lex is the one that comes by and saves him. And the second Lex comes by and saves him, instead of Clark, saying thank you, he sprints right off to the prom, which is going at the same time. Now, he doesn't just sprint off to the prom so he can be at the prom. Jeremy Creek, who is another part of the storyline, so I kind of have three things going on. He was in a coma for tons of years, and he was also a scarecrow. And to get his revenge, he wants to kill all the people who hang him up a scarecrow. He's going to kill all the people at the prom. So Clark comes in and saves him. Now, something interesting about Jeremy Creek is because of the meteor strike, which was Clark inside, gave him powers of electric powers. So he's trying to pour the sprinklers on the prom and then shock everyone to death. But Clark comes in and saves him in a pretty interesting action scene. Obviously, it's about 11 years old, so it's not that good, but I thought it was pretty awesome to watch. So, long story short, Clark saves the day, and he ends up stacking all the cars to get a little bit revenge on Whitney, and Lana Lane finds Clark a little more interesting than his own boyfriend. So that's basically what happens in this episode. Basically, we get to find out how Lex loses his hair, how Clark and Lex meet, who Clark's love interest is. We really find a lot of, we really take a lot in on just one episode of the pilot. So that's really interesting. I want to know, guys, if you have watched Smallville before and you've seen this episode, what were your thoughts on it? And if you haven't, does this review make you want to maybe go buy the complete series or go buy season one and actually try it? Because I bought the complete series because, I mean, I've seen all the episodes before, but I just needed to collect them and watch them again because they are amazing. And I will, if this does good, I will maybe even review every episode. Probably not because there's like 254 episodes and I have future episodes to do. But if you guys enjoy this, I will do a season 1 episode 2 review. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click that like button down below. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest comic book news. See you later.